Hey guys, this will be the overview for June 2nd. This is week 2 of the summer block. Here we go. On Monday, we're starting out with clean pull plus hang clean plus low hang. So 1, 1, 1, 1. We are going to continue to drive the clean position in this block. So you can see that pretty regularly we're mixing that in with our front squat strength work. So you will see a lot more clean work. Again, super important to remember to keep your elbows high and away from the knees, okay? Don't be going so heavy that you even have a chance to do that. If you feel your elbows dropping at all, go lighter. Make sure you fix that. It's definitely something to be aware of and to not push until you're really ready or understand how to go heavy. So again, we're looking at 50 to 70% today, not super heavy. Wanted to see these reps be very clean. 8 sets is a good amount of volume at that 70% range. So the faster you get to the 70, I think that's fine. Obviously, with the fitness version, we're going to be working with powers plus front squats. So clean pull plus 2 hang powers plus a front squat. Again, pushing that range of motion in the front squat. So we're really just trying to think about range of motion and control, obviously, for the fitness. For performance is where we're allowed to kind of push a little bit. Now, after that, we're going right into front squats. So on the 3 minutes for 5 sets, 5 front squats at 60, and then 70, then 73, 77, and 80. So between those sets, you're going to do 8 to 10 double dumbbell bent over rows, okay? So just a pure strength day. Again, driving the clean with the front squats today. Keeping kind of working a little more percentage on the front squat. So once we finish that, we're going from the rack. But a really solid strength day to kind of start out the week. And we are going to have one strength day pretty much every week that's kind of just dedicated to strength. It's always the way to really drive strength progressions, opposed to trying to always do strength in a Metcon. It just doesn't work as well. And so we're really going to think about this being a high skill focus in the beginning of this, and then driving that strength with the front squats after. For Tuesday, we are going to be really working on this 10, 10, 8, 8, 6, 6 type rep scheme a lot with a lot of our stuff. We're looking at a lot more volume and hypertrophy in our strength pieces specifically as we eventually get to the heavier stuff later in the 12-week block. So very much a very linear progression, really starting out with a lot of volume in the beginning of the block and then a lot of heavier weights towards the end. Strict press specifically is really hard to kind of build that on, so we are looking at having this be something that we're really working to build a lot of volume in early on. So again, on the 2.5 minutes, there's really no set, we're not, like anytime you see 10, 10, 8, 8, 6, 6, it just means everything should be roughly a working set, okay? Maybe the first set of 10 is a warm-up set, that's a working set, and then the rest of them should be working sets as you progress. Okay, after that, we have a 10-minute AMRAP, 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way up to 12, and continue on, of alternating dumbbell hang power clean to overhead. So you're catching it, pressing overhead, switching, pressing overhead. So it just has to come to the front rack before going overhead, and then toes to bar, okay? So we're looking at top targets. I think, I don't know, it says sub. Oh, I know why, because I probably didn't adjust that from a time. So anyway, it should be greater than, those reps. So 160, 130, 120. Okay, so as you look at that, guys, just make sure that those are just decent targets. But again, they all really move consistently, feel good. If we have to, we're going to go strict knee raises today or leg raises instead of always doing the kipping. I think today would be a good day just to work the strict strength for the core. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday. On Wednesday, okay, very much an aerobic day. Okay, we're keeping the movements pretty simple here. So we have a run, buy-in, 800-meter run, and then 8 rounds, 8 wall balls, 8 box jumps with the step down. So you do all 8 of those, and then an 800-meter run at the end. RX plus ranges, here we go. Top target, 16 minutes, scale to be 22. So we're looking at anywhere from 16 to 22 minutes. When thinking about this, guys, this is a day that you can kind of challenge your wall balls, if you're always kind of in between weights, but 8 reps isn't a lot. You can really challenge yourself to kind of go unbroken today. That's a really good step up. And then take the box jumps as kind of your rest period as you're just kind of jumping and coming down nice and easy. Back to the wall balls, and then obviously pushing the run. So kind of open up with a moderate pace on this run, and then kind of think okay, I'm going to try to build through the middle, and then obviously the last 800 you're going to really push, okay? For the fitness, we're bringing the volume down so you can keep the intensity up. 400-meter runs, still having the 8 on the box jumps with the step down. Do want you to try to jump if we can, even if we have to just stack 1 or 2 plates. That's better than just stepping up all the time. So that's what we're looking to do, and is just finding a way to jump, okay? Really good, steady mover today, working on the range of motion. Legs are probably still a little sore from Monday, but again, just keep the weight kind of lighter and just work on the positions there. On Thursday, we're going to do some aerobic gymnastic pulling skill, which, there'll be ways that we're kind of really working in this gymnastic pulling in a lot of various ways throughout this block, whether it's EMOMs or skill building or whatever. But today I think this is a really unique way to do it. So at 0 and on the 4 minutes, you're going to complete 3 cluster sets of a quality gymnastic pull, okay? So you have 28 minutes on the bike erg, but at 0, we're going to be doing a cluster set. So we can do pull-ups, chest-to-bar pull-ups, bar muscle-ups, or ring muscle-ups, any pulling that you actually like or want to do and to work on. For the scaling of the pull-up, we're just going to work kip swings, okay, in that minute. So you have, 5 just kip swings. We can maybe work a pull if we want to, but really it's just like getting on the bar and kipping. And that's why earlier this week we were saying strict knee raise as opposed to kipping, okay? Now, a cluster set is something like 1-1-1, so the reps are kind of the same here, or 2-2-2, or you could even go up to 5-5-5. So that just means like, hey, I'm going to do pull-ups. I'm going to, at 0, I'm going to jump up 5 pull-ups, come down. I'm going to rest somewhere between 5 to 15 seconds, do 5 more pull-ups, come down, rest, come back up, do 5 more pull-ups, and then down, and then now I'm back on the bike, okay? So it's really about picking a rep range that you can really stay consistently with. Now, if you start with 5s and it goes to 4s or 3s or whatever, that's fine, especially if you make that as a conscious decision and you don't fall back where you're basically just falling off due to fatigue. So think about it that way. And, that's what we would kind of work on is just like, if we have to drop it down, it's fine. But keeping quality sets, this is really your chance to really drive the positions and drive the range of motion and really challenge yourself to a new skill. And even if you're just doing singles at a tough weight, that's really our tough progression. That's totally fine. It's 1 pull-up, 1 pull-up, 1 pull-up. That's totally acceptable today, okay? Like, really think about this as like your chance to challenge yourself to a skill, because you are going to get 8 sets of that. So if you did do 3, then obviously that's going to be 24 reps for the entire workout. Sorry, I had planes going over. I got to always pause this every now and then. Okay, on Friday, we have back squats again, keeping that really kind of starting out. Well, on the back squats are going to be every other week, and they are going to be fairly high volume to start. So we have 15, 12, 12, 10, 10. So it's 5 total sets. We are going to start somewhere around 45 to 50%, okay? And again, just thinking about like, once you hit that at that range for 15, then you obviously are going to add weight for 12, add weight, and trying to challenge yourself to the 10. Record the last 10. That's what we're looking for. After that, 5 rounds, 4 time, and this is just very much a cardio flush. So we're just looking at like trying to get the heart rate up, but kind of flush the system after all of those heavy squats, which is going to be 25 and 20 cal row and 50 double unders. Okay, back and forth. Very simple, very good breather. Sub 8 I think is totally doable. I think 7.5 would be really good, but I think sub 8 is going to be tough just with transitions, but I think that's definitely doable if you don't miss on the dubs. But sub 12 would kind of be like our drop-off point, so just that's what we're looking to scale for. All right, on Saturday, we've talked about this kind of alternating between snatching and handstand push-up work, and today what we're going to be doing is you go, I go, so what your partner 1 does a full round, then the other partner does a full round. So it's a 50-foot shuttle run, down and back. Okay, so just down, back for 50 feet, or it might end up being 40 feet, whatever feels comfortable for the coach. And then right into 5 handstand push-ups, strict if possible. So you're going to be pushing, and even if that's 3, I don't really care. It's kind of like depending on where you're at, but just do a set of handstand push-ups. If we have to scale to a regular push-up or a dip, that's fine too. But just like scale the number to where some set that you can just walk up, you can hit. And then your partner goes, boom, boom. So it should just be back and forth. And realistically, we're getting anywhere from 15 to 18 rounds in that first 10 minutes. So you're getting plenty of touches, plenty of sets. So keep the sets small. Do something that you can kind of maintain. At the 10-minute mark, we're keeping the shuttle run, and then we're going into wall walks. Okay, so it's just going to be moving, again, pushing that upper body, muscular fatigue, and just really thinking about just keeping this skill and just challenging ourselves to that. So we can scale that back by obviously going a little bit lower. If we're really smoked here, then looking at doing inchworm walks or something like along those lines where you're just walking down and walking back up. But that is it for the week, guys. So if you have any questions, as always, you can reach out to me, Brandon at MakoCrossFit.com on Instagram, or if you see me in the gym, say hi. I'd love to talk to you. But obviously, if you have any questions about programming, we're always here to help. Or any suggestions or anything else, let us know. All right, we'll see you in the gym.